Good evening, Eagles fans, and welcome to the pulse-pounding world of Philadelphia football. Can you believe it? The Eagles are 4-0, sitting pretty atop the NFC East. But let me ask you this. Are you still catching your breath from that nail-biting finish against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I know I am. This team, led by the electrifying Jalen Hurts, is serving up drama that's got fans clutching their Fly Eagles Fly flags like lifelines. So buckle up, because we're diving into the latest chapter of this wild ride, a 31-25 victory that's got head coach NickSirianni issuing warnings and Hurts rallying the squad for greatness. Let's break it down. Picture this. It's week 4 at Raymond James Stadium, and the Eagles are putting on a clinic in the first half. Jalen Hurts, the dual-threat quarterback who's become the heartbeat of this team, is carving up the Bucs defense like a Thanksgiving turkey. He completes 15 of 16 passes. Yes, you heard that right. 15 of 16. The offense is clicking, racking up 201 yards, and the special teams? Oh! They set the tone early with a block punt return for a touchdown. That's the kind of start that gets the link roaring and Philly cheesesteak vendors high-fiving. By halftime, the Birds are soaring with a 24-6 lead, and it feels like a blowout. But hold the phone, folks. Here comes the second half, and it's like someone flipped a switch. The offense goes ice cold, managing just 33 yards. Hurts, who was nearly perfect before the break, goes 0 for 8 passing. 0 for 8. The Bucs start chipping away, and that comfortable lead shrinks faster than a snowball in a microwave. If you were gripping your recliner or screaming at your TV, you weren't alone. This is the Eagles we're talking about. Philadelphia's own cardiac kids, who seem to thrive on keeping us on the edge of our seats. But thanks to some heroic plays from the defense, clutch stops and a never-say-die attitude, they seal the deal 31-25. Phew. Now, let's talk about the man with the plan, head coach NickSirianni. After the game, he didn't sugarcoat things with that signature intensity. Picture him pacing the sidelines, visor slightly askew. He delivered a message that's resonating from the locker room to the streets of South Philly. Don't let good get in the way of great. That's not just a catchy slogan. It's a challenge to a team that's 4-0 but flirting with disaster. Sirianni's pointing to the glaring inconsistency. 201 yards in the first half, 33 in the second. That's not just a stat. It's a wake-up call. Jalen Hurts, ever the leader, echoed his coach's words in the post-game presser. This has been his message all week. Hurts said, "It's a challenge to not settle for good. It's a challenge to be critical of yourselves as players, as coaches, everybody, and say, how can we be greater than what we are?" That's the kind of mindset that's got Eagles fans dreaming of another Super Bowl run, like the one in 2017, when Nick Foles and the underdog Birds shocked the world. But Hurts knows it's not just about talent. And this team's got plenty of that, with stars like A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and the ageless Jason Kelce anchoring the offensive line. It's about collective play, smarts, and execution for all 60 minutes. Let's dive into the XS and OS. The first half was a masterclass in offensive creativity. Offensive coordinator Brian Johnson dialed up plays that had the Bucs defense guessing. Quick passes to Smith, deep shots to Brown, and Hurts using his legs to keep Tampa honest. The running game, led by DeAndre Swift, was churning out yards, and the offensive line, with Kelce's veteran savvy, was a brick wall. Then there's a special team spark, Jake Elliott and the crew turning a blocked punt into 6 points. It was a kind of football that reminds you why Lincoln Financial Field is one of the toughest places to play in the NFL. But the second half, that's where things got ugly. The offense stalled like a car out of gas. Play calling got conservative and the Bucs adjusted, blitzing Hurts and clogging the run lanes. The passing game evaporated. Those 0 for 8 numbers from Hurts aren't just a stat. They're a symptom of a unit that lost its rhythm. Sirianni didn't point fingers, though. Running game, passing game. It was everything, he said. You can't single out one. That's a coach who knows a Super Bowl contender can't afford to play half a game. The defense, though, hats off to them. Coordinator Sean, the size unit, stepped up when it mattered. Hasten, Reddick, and Fletcher Cox were disruptors up front, and the secondary, with Darius Slay locking down receivers, made life tough for Baker Mayfield. A late interception sealed the win, but it shouldn't have come to that. This Jekyll and Hyde act, dominant one half, dormant the next, is a trend. Just last week against the Rams, the Eagles had a similar roller coaster, nearly blowing a lead before pulling it out. If they want to compete with the likes of the 49ers or Chiefs come January, they've got to find 60 minutes of consistency. Let's zoom out for some context. The Eagles are no strangers to high expectations. This is a franchise with storied history. Think Reggie White sacking quarterbacks in the 90s, Brian Dawkins bringing the Thunder, and Donovan McNabb leading the team to 4 straight NFC championship games from 2001 to 2004. The 2017 Super Bowl win, with Foles outdoing Tom Brady, cemented Philly as a football town that demands excellence. And the fans? They're the heartbeat of this team, belting out "Fly, Eagles, Fly" at the link, tailgating with passion, and never backing down from a rivalry, especially with those pesky Dallas Cowboys or New York Giants. Right now, the Eagles are 4-0, part of a remarkable 20-1 stretch over their last 21 games. That's the kind of run that puts you in the conversation with the NFL's elite. But as Hurts put, talent wins you games, but a certain level of team, collective play, collective attacking, and intelligence in the game, that wins you championships. He's not wrong. The 2022 season saw the Eagles go 14-3 and reach the Super Bowl, only to fall to Kansas City. This year, with a loaded roster and a chip on their shoulder, they're aiming to finish the job. Let's talk stats, because the numbers don't lie. First half, 201 yards, 15 of 16 passes from Hurts, and a 24-6 lead. Second half, 33 yards, 0 for 8 passing, and a whole lot of heartburn for Eagles fans. Compare that to their season averages. Philadelphia ranks top 10 in total offense, 370 yards per game, and top 5 in scoring, 28.5 points per game. But their second half struggles aren't new. In their Week 3 win over the Rams, they scored just 3 points after halftime. It's a pattern that's got analysts buzzing and Sirianni preaching consistency. Here's a fun stat for you. The Eagles are the first team since the 2007 Patriots to start 4-0 while allowing 25 or more points in back-to-back games. That's right, they're winning, but they're making it way more dramatic than it needs to be. And with the NFC East heating up, the Cowboys are lurking at 3-1, and the Commanders are no pushovers. This team can't afford to coast. Imagine we're in the Eagles' locker room post-game, the smell of sweat and Gatorade in the air. I caught up with A.J. Brown, the star wide receiver who's been Hurts' go-to guy. "We know we've got the pieces," Brown told me, "but we got to play 4 quarters, not 2. Coach is right, it ain't enough." Over at his locker, Jason Kelsey, the veteran center who's seen it all, added some perspective. "This team's got heart, but we need to clean up the mistakes. You don't win rings by hoping the defense bails you out. And let's not forget the fans." I ran into Joey from South Philly outside the link last week, and he summed it up perfectly. "Man, I love this team, but they're going to give me a heart attack before I'm 40. That's the Eagles' experience in 2025. Thrilling, frustrating, and impossible to look away from. This Eagles team is more than just football. It's a cultural phenomenon. From Meek Mill blaring at tailgates to Jason Kelsey's legendary 2018 Super Bowl parade speech, the one where he wore that mummer's costume. Philly's love for its birds runs deep. Social media is buzzing with memes comparing the Eagles' second-half struggles to a Netflix series that starts strong but fizzles out. And with the 2025 season coincided with the release of a new Rocky reboot, you can bet fans are chanting, "Yo, Adrian," and dreaming of another underdog story. Looking ahead, the Eagles face a tough test in Week 5 against the Washington Commanders, a divisional rival who'd love nothing more than to knock Philly off its perch. The Commanders' defense is no joke, and their young quarterback, Jaden Daniels, is a dual threat in his own right. If the Eagles can't fix their second-half woes, they might be in for a dogfight. But if Hurts and company can channel Sirianni's good to great mantra, this could be the game where they finally put together a complete performance. Long term, the Eagles are in prime position for a deep playoff run. With a top-tier roster and a coach who's not afraid to call out his team, they've got the tools to compete with anyone. But the road to the Super Bowl goes through tough NFC foes like San Francisco and Dallas. And only the great teams, ones that play 60 minutes of smart, disciplined football, will be left standing. So where does this leave us? The Eagles are 4-0, but Sirianni's warning is ringing in our ears. Don't settle for good. Jalen Hurts and this talented squad have the potential to be great, to hoist that Lombardi trophy in February. But they got to iron out the wrinkles, play 4 quarters, and show the NFL what Philly's made of. As we head into Week 5, one thing for sure, this team is must-see TV, and we're all along for the ride. Eagles fans, what do you think? Can the Birds find that consistency and make a Super Bowl push? Drop your thoughts on social media. And don't miss our live coverage of Commanders game this Sunday. Until then, keep those green jerseys ready and let's belt out together. Fly, Eagles fly. This is your NFL News anchor, signing off.